The Chinese government on Friday defied expectations by doing something that's normally routine, setting a target for the economy. Beijing chose not to do so last year in the midst of 2020 uncertainty. Chinese Premier Li Keqiang laid out the nation's ambitions for its GDP at Beijing's yearly session of parliament.
The main expected goals for development this year are GDP growth of more than 6%, an urban surveyed unemployment rate of about 5.5%, and the consumer price index at about 3%.
The GDP growth target of 6% was seen as modest by analysts, who had predicted China's growth this year could soar to 8%. Last year, China grew by just a little over 2%, its weakest in more than 40 years. However, it was the only major economy to grow at all in 2020.
China's development this year still faces many risks and challenges, but the fundamentals of the long-term economic improvement have not changed.
Li also pledged to boost employment, pledging to create 11 million jobs.
China's biggest political meeting opened for its annual session on Friday, where it's expected to pass a sweeping overhaul of Hong Kong's electoral system. Chinese lawmakers are expected to delay elections for the city's legislature by another year to September 2022, according to local media. It's a move that will boost China's effort to ensure those they deem patriots are put in charge of the city, and likely to crush any remaining democratic hopes for the global financial hub. Many high-profile pro-democracy politicians and activists are already in jail or in exile after authorities cracked down on the city's mass anti-government protests in 2019 and imposed a sweeping national security law last year. A senior Chinese lawmaker says the NPC plans to expand an electoral committee that chooses Hong Kong's leader and give it powers to pick many of the city's legislators as well. The NPC also unveiled a relatively mild defense budget for the year, a rise of around 7% from 2020. That's despite challenges on several fronts, ranging from heightened tensions with Taiwan to U.S. missions around Chinese-occupied islands in the disputed South China Sea and an ongoing border dispute with India. China's strategic rivalry with the United States is also expected to take center stage at the conference. A London-based economics research center predicts China will leapfrog the United States as the world's biggest economy in 2028, 5 years earlier than previously forecast.